Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where I'll lead you step by step through each of the ABRSM Theory grades. We're making great progress now through this booklet of 2016 theory papers for grade 4. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets. They're available in US letter or A4. And they'll accompany each step of this series. There's also a page with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can also access information about the books that I have available. I've written How to Take Your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's an exam technique guidebook full of tips and techniques on how to best prepare for your exam, and also how to best make use of the time once you're actually in the exam room. So if you go to sharonbill.com, it's all there. If you can give me a like, that would be really fab. That'd be really encouraging to me, and subscribe to my channel to keep updating. There's lots more to come. And so, without further ado, we'll press on to paper C. So if you turn with me to page 14, and we'll make a start on this. And you will also need a sharp pencil, ruler and eraser. I use a mechanical pencil just so it stays sharp. Even in the exam, you always use pencil, I suggest, because the chances are you will need to erase at some point or another. And if you notice, it says here, answers must be written clearly and neatly, otherwise marks may be lost. So we don't want to risk that. So this first section, question 1, everything refers to this melody by Mendelssohn. And we've got some performance directions to address first of all. Now, in the 2018 onwards newly revised exam papers, these performance directions will be presented in a multiple choice format, so they've just slightly changed that. However, we'll carry on and answer these just as they are here because it's good revision to do so. So there's no shortcuts but to just revise these terms. Bear in mind it's all of grade 1, 2, 3 and all of grade 4 combined, and so I suggest that you revise these by grouping them thematically and perhaps even colour coding them, whatever it takes, just to help you to get to grips with all of these terms. So I'm hoping you've had a go over this on your own. First of all, it's much better to try on your own and make a few mistakes. It doesn't matter, you can always rub them out and have another go and you'll learn much better that way. So I'm hoping you've had a go, and we'll work through the answers now together to check through. So molto means much or very. Either one of those will be acceptable. This little term here, it looks like a conflict. It looks like it's staccato and slurred, which you wouldn't think was possible. You first see this in grade 2, I think, and it means semi-staccato. So it's a more gentle staccato, just a light staccato effect. Okay, it says underline one word in the list below that has a similar meaning to vivace. Okay, so we need to know what all of these mean in order to choose the correct one. Now, dus, we did this in the previous paper, I think, means gently or sweetly, so that's no good. Let's look at this one, anime. This means animated or lively. That's a nice easy one to remember, however not to be confused with anima, which means soul, so just don't get confused there. Lent is slow, and légèrement, I think that's how you pronounce it, is lightly. So actually the best one that we've got is anime, animated and lively, because vivace means lively. So you really need to know the definitions of all of those words to answer that, so it's really good revision to do these questions. So we've just got a little bit of observation to do now. Name one similarity and one difference between bars 2 and bar 6. So let's have a look. Here's bar 2. Here's bar 6. So at a glance, it looks exactly the same because we've got the same pitch, have we? Oh, not quite. Look at the end. It just changes a little bit on this end pattern here. It's slightly different pitch in this run. However, the rhythm is exactly the same. And the articulation, the slurs and semi-staccato. So you could choose either rhythm, or you could say articulation. That explains all the slurs and staccatos and so on. It's a nice word that encompasses all of those. So the difference we've already seen is the pitch. The pitch changes slightly. However, there is a slight addition here of a crescendo. So that's another difference. So you could also say the crescendo. There we go. Let's look at the next question. Give the letter name of the highest note in the melody. So just a little bit of reading. We noticed that we're in bass clef. We've got to look how high we go. So these look pretty high. However, get to the end and you'll see that this is the highest. So if we work this out from middle C, C, D, E, F, G, key signature doesn't affect that. So our answer is G. Use capital letter always when you're naming notes. Righty ho. A square bracket has been drawn over the first phrase. Mark all the other phrases in the same way. So most of this can be worked out in terms of maths, because you'll notice we've got one full bar here, and then we've got an upbeat here of 2 beats, and the end of the phrase is 2 beats. So we can see we've got half a bar, full bar, half a bar. And these rests, if you notice, aren't included. The rests are sort of no man's land. So we can see the next phrase will start here. We've got half a bar and a crucis to the phrase, a full bar, half a bar. So it's going to end there. And following their example, we'll leave the rests in sort of no man's land between the phrases. So there's that one. So I'm presuming that's going to carry on. So there's our half a bar, full bar, half a bar, leaving the rests outside of the phrase. So this is going to have to just extend over the new line. So if we just go past, it shows that we know it goes over to the next section. And so this should work in just the same, half a bar, a full bar, half a bar, and then that's the end of that. There we go. So that's nice and easy. So now the last question in this section. Rewrite the first note of the melody so that it sounds at the same pitch but using the alto clef. So here, there's the clue. They've generously reminded us, be careful you don't end up jumping octaves. So at the moment we're in bass clef. The first note of the melody is in bass clef, and we've got to go to alto clef, but we've got to put in the clef sign and the key signature. So we've got the clef sign, the key signature, and the first note. We've got 3 things to do. So let's have a go at the clef. So we need a double bar line. There's the middle line, which denotes middle C, and then the little hooks either side. That'll do the job. Now the key signature is 2 sharps, F sharps and C sharps, and so we've got to position those correctly now. C, D, E, F sharp is the top space, and then C is the middle line. And now we need to work out what the actual note is. So we need the same pitch, just be careful we don't jump octaves. So the first note, here's middle C, so that's a C, B, A below middle C. And so here's middle C, B, A below middle C is here. So we're going to have to change the stem and point the stem upwards. And that's that. So we've done 1, 2, 3 things. So that should justify our 3 marks. You'll notice now that the next question is to complete a 4-bar rhythm, or the alternative is to write a rhythm to these words. However, we're not going to do this question. I'm going to skip this question because it's no longer part of the syllabus. So from 2018 onwards, these questions will no longer appear on your exam paper, and so we can miss those out. I do hope that that's helpful to you. Have a crack at it for the next one and then come back to me and we'll go over that together in the next video. Please do make use of the resources available to you at sharonbill.com, and please give me a like and subscribe to my channel to stay updated. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.